you've got 30 grand to spend and you want to be miserable, buy this car. We are in a VW ID.3. This is the original fully electric from VW. It's kind of like a slightly weird looking Golf, and I think Sensitive Tom,
yes,
you like a car that's EV that looks a bit different.
That's right, yeah.
What do you make of this?
So the interior is definitely EV, and from what you can see around, there aren't really that many buttons. Everything's sort of touch screeny, so it's quite
So
bare
it's got
bones.
that Tesla thing going on.
That Tesla thing.
Whereas like other ones we've been in, like the Mercedes and stuff, are a bit more buttony.
Yeah, so many buttons. More buttons than my car. Yeah.
So you like? I mean, like on the outside.
Yeah.
What do you have an opinion about it, or is it just a?
I mean, it just looks like a car. It doesn't look unique enough. So it doesn't have that.
It doesn't make me go, ooh, I want one.
No.
Not like the Honda E, which we keep talking about the Honda E.
No, yeah.
Right?
The Honda E looks like an EV from the outside. It looks unique. It doesn't look, but it doesn't look bad in the same
It's
sense.
cute.
Yeah.
I think it's genuinely cute. It's like a little puppy.
Yeah, it ticks the boxes.
It's like a little Labrador puppy going.
Make it bigger for me, and I'd be all over it. It's just that bit too small for my liking.
For someone who drives a Corsa.
I don't want to be driving the Corsa.
Oh, okay.
that's the thing. It's the one that I can afford, so therefore I drive it.
Well, you could buy a bigger, cheap shit car.
Yeah, but it's effort, isn't it?
I'm not. There's given the price of this, and the Honda E is a good example, right?
Yeah.
How much is this? 32 grand?
From 32, yeah, base.
And this is the base spec one, but they're bringing out a more poverty one than this, which will probably be less. Which I assume is something to do with EV grants, I suspect.
Yeah.
This has normal wing mirrors, normal rear view mirror. Like, it's not very innovative when you compare it to, say, something like the Honda E.
Yeah.
I would also say this has the least comfortable seats of any car I've driven. It's probably vegan cotton. That's probably good polyester. They probably, because of their whole E credentials, they probably made the seat cloth out of recycled babies or something. Or baby bottles or something
Baby
else.
bottles.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But it is like, it's a bit, I don't know, it's difficult to explain. I don't like it already.
You did seem underwhelmed.
I am very underwhelmed to the point that I don't know.
Are you ready to turn around already, are you? To get straight back to the dealer?
I definitely wouldn't spend 30 grand on this. It feels cheap. I know the dealer is not going to like this, and we are. There is an element of this is about us, cementing relationships. I won't make any secret of that. We want good relationships with manufacturers, but I think VW have missed a trick. This doesn't feel like... I was expecting this to feel like a Golf. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Golf is the standard, the quality standard, a Golf sort of feels solid and, you know,
There's a
nice
like
touchy, and the buttons are nice, have a nice sort of like clicky. But these are just sort of a bit, I don't know, just a bit spongy and a bit. It is a, you know, I just don't think it's that innovative, and it's also got really intrusive braking regeneration. So I'm going down a hill right this second, so we're doing 65 mile an hour going down a dual carriageway. There's a truck ahead of us that's braking, so I'll change lanes. You can feel it like engine braking coming down the hill, regeneration, which is fine, but it's really intrusive. It's almost like someone's got their foot on the brake. This is kind of was my fear about EVs.
In what way? That it's just
that they would basically make a washing machine that you could drive. You know, something that's got no soul, got no...
Just as it's functional, nothing more.
It is totally functional.
Yeah.
But like, I love a bit of function over form, right? So I love a Defender, even though they're crap. But I quite like I mean by the old Defender, you know, in terms of they're a bit crap, but they are... What's the word? They do a job. Right? Mm-hmm. This does a job, but it doesn't have any character. It's just a bit plastic. It's quite a lot of wind noise as well, which the others didn't have. Yeah, I know we complained with the Honda E about road noise, and the GLA. Oh, sorry, not GLA. The EQA. It's a right mouthful. EQA. Was a bit dull, right? This is in a different league of dull because it doesn't even look nice on the inside.
Yeah, it just has a cheaper feel to it, I suppose, doesn't it? Whereas the Mercedes is dull but looks premium dull.
It's like premium dull. Like, would you think of it like this? If you got into this every morning, would it make you feel nice going to work in this?
No, if I was in a Taycan, I'd feel sexy. If I was in a Honda E, I'd feel cool.
In this, you'd feel like...
In an ID.3, I'd feel like I'm, I don't know, going to go work at my office job and have a good time.
It's like slavery, isn't it?
I don't know if I can compare it to slavery.
Well, maybe that's a bit of a modern slavery. It's kind of like communism in a car. A modern day car that's been built by accountants.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe the person who designed this loved driving. This car isn't nice. And in fact, if you were thinking that it was going to be like an e-Golf and a bit cool and a bit thing, it's not. It looks weird. It handles horribly. It understeers really badly, to the point that the front of the car feels like it's much heavier than the back of the car, to the point of being almost a little bit unnerving. And you know, I'd summarise it just in saying, if you want to waste, or hang on, not to waste, right? If you've got 30 grand to spend and you want to be miserable, buy this car. Because it is frankly the most miserable place I've been in a while. And it's kind of like COVID in a car. It's like being in lockdown. You can go somewhere, but you can't get out. Right? Like, a prime example of this car, at this price point, like the Honda E has got 360 cameras. It's got proper park auto park. It's got loads of automated features on it. And this, look, you've got a white screen. How is that going to help me reverse? Why is that better than looking over your shoulder?
reverse into like near to something, see what happens. Will it show a picture? Will it see how
I'm
close it
about
is?
to crash into the hedge, I think.
Oh, there you go.
But we're really close to the hedge at this point.
It's not that helpful, is it?
That's not helpful at all. And weirdly, have you noticed? Right. Go back. The noise for the rear parking sensor comes out of the front of the car.
Yeah, it's coming out.
In my Range Rover, when you're reversing, the rear parking sensor sound comes from behind you.
Makes sense. Okay, so James, what are your final thoughts on the car?
The ID.3. There is so many things that I don't like about this car. It's difficult to almost sum them up. I think I said earlier that if you want to spend 30 grand and be miserable, buy this car. But I think probably the better advice would be is if you're in the market to buy an EV, you really need to test drive some others. You know, if you want something that's a bit dull but a nice place to be, the EQA is not a bad option. Yeah, I know it's a few quid more, but at least you're not going to be terminally miserable, and it at least handles nicely, even if it is a bit dull. You know, if you want something more entertaining, the Honda E would be my choice out of the two, range aside. Or just go and drive a Taycan to really find out how you should build an EV. So that's the summary. Want to spend 30 grand and be miserable, buy this car and absolutely hate driving because it's like communism in a car, or spend roughly the same amount of money or twice the money and buy something better.